Hey cousins, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Chrissy Pips. Today's video is a little bit different. So the reason why I put this video together is because I was never really taught how to properly set goals. So as you could imagine, over the years I've had some accomplishment issues, right? Now, as you all know, I share my personal development journey and the things that I've picked up along the way that are helping me become my best self, so that I can share these things with you to help you become the best version of yourself on your journey too. Now, Wayne Dyer said, you don't need to be better than anyone else. You just need to be better than you used to be. And I love that quote. I put parents on a fast track to create more time freedom for the things that they love while creating a lifetime of financial freedom just by sharing my journey. I live by the philosophy of be more, earn more, live more, give more. So today's video is put together to help me do just that with you guys. Now, as always, if you're here, you're interested. So let's get into it. Oh yeah, today's video is gonna be a little bit different. I have some on-screen stuff I wanna show you because I put together a PDF for you to download to actually do the exercise, to actually do the steps needed to get these goals knocked out. Okay, so this is the presentation view version so that it can come across well on the screen for you guys. I really wanted you to actually see what the PDF is going to look like and then kind of go over some of the things in detail for you. So there is a PDF version, not just the presentation view. But let's get into it. So we've already covered why, but let's kind of get into a little bit more detail about setting goals. So why set goals? Goals give us a roadmap to follow. Setting goals gives us long-term vision and motivation when done correctly. They focus our thirst for knowledge and help us to organize our time and our resources so that we can make the most of our lives. They provide guidance and direction and facilitate planning and help us organize, evaluate, and control our own personal performance. Now, have you ever seen a successful business that didn't have a plan of action? Me neither, right? So having goals that we are passionate about gives us something to look forward to each and every morning when we wake up. Not having goals is an excellent recipe for average living, and Lord knows we ain't average, okay? So write down 5 goals you want to achieve. I actually had all of you guys do this part over the past week on Instagram. Okay, so if you're missing out on some of the Instagram content, don't forget, follow me on IG, right? But don't forget to write down the dates for each of your goals too. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. That's a quote from Jim Rohn. I absolutely love that guy, right? He has some really good points sometimes, right? But also, what are your key motivation factors for achieving your goals? List at least 3 key motivating factors for each of your 5 goals on the pages provided. What are some of the actions that you need to complete to achieve your goal? What will the reward be for completing the action? Not just completing the goal, but what will the reward be for completing the action? Okay, what will the reward be for doing the habit consistently, right? Write down the dates and times that you're going to do the action to make new habits. Remember, to create a new habit, you need to consecutively do the action at the same time of day every day for at least 28 days. Also, how long must you do them consistently to receive the reward? These are things you need to know up front and in advance, okay? Okay, so make a SMART plan for each goal. The number 1 rule for SMART plans is they must be SMART: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So let's break down each part or each component of the SMART goal. So the first component is the S, specific. What do you want? Be very clear when you set your goals. Set real goals with real numbers. This also lets you know how and where to get started. Say what you will do and use action words. Don't say you want more customers in your business without giving a specific number of customers, and don't forget the date. Without the specifics, your goals run the risk of being too vague to achieve. You should also identify what resources you're going to leverage to achieve your success. Now, let's talk about measurable. How will you know when you've reached the goal? Make sure your goal is trackable. Provide a way to evaluate your progress. Use metric or data targets. Measurable goals can be tracked, allowing you to see your progress, and they also tell you when your goal is complete. This component often answers how much or how many and highlights how you'll know you have achieved your goal. Okay, let's go to attainable. Are you capable of accomplishing this goal? Work towards a goal that's challenging but possible. Don't try to take over the world overnight, okay? Are you able to take action? Actionable goals ensure that the steps to get there are within your control. Reflecting on this component can reveal any potential barriers that may need to be overcome or in order for you to see success, right? Outline the steps you're planning to take to achieve your goal. Now let's talk about realistic. Be honest with yourself. You know what you're capable of, right? And this one is a little bit specific for me because sometimes you know what you're capable of, but you know you need something extra. So this is where you'll start to write down those things that you may need to brush up on in order to see your goal through. Okay? So the be realistic part is exactly what it is. Make sure that it's in line with your life and or your business. Your goal should improve one or both of those things. This step is about getting real with yourself and ensuring what you're trying to achieve is worthwhile. Now, determine if it's aligned with your values and your morals and if it's like a priority for you. This helps you with the why of it all. Don't forget, be willing to adjust for hurdles or obstacles that may come up along the way. Avoid overwhelming and unnecessary stress and frustration by making the goal realistic. In this realistic area, you also want to be prepared to pivot. If plan A doesn't work, what's plan B? You really want to think about that when you're writing this part down. Okay, and the last thing is make it time bound. Make sure to set a date. By what date exactly do you want to accomplish this goal? Be very specific on that date and time frame. Don't keep pushing towards a goal you might hit someday, right? You need to know what day you will hit the target. You can't just stand there thinking that it's going to come to you, right? A date will help you stay focused, motivated, inspired, and provide you with something to work towards. Now, for me, my personal suggestion is to come up with 5 goals, but 2 goals that can be completed within 6 months, and then 3 goals that can be completed within 90 days or less. Okay? So let's get into what the pages look like for you. So you're going to have this page, right? Goal 1, your why, and by what date will you accomplish this goal? This sheet is specifically dedicated to your first goal. Print them out and fill out one goal at a time, okay? But this one, like I said, is where you are writing down the thing that you want to do, why you want to do it, and what date you want to accomplish it by. Next, you're going to fill out the SMART plan. So once you figure out what it is and why and the date, now you want to be more specific with writing out the SMART goal plan, okay? After that, for each of your goals, you need to write down just a few motivating factors. Now, I did list 3 motivating factors for each of the goals, so for all 5, so you have plenty of pages to do that. But this is something that you're going to want to reflect on those days where you don't really feel like moving forward. Remember, we talked about rut prevention in this video. If you missed it, go ahead and watch it after you finish this one. But we talked about rut prevention and the things that you could do to stay motivated, okay? This is one of those as far as setting your goals goes. Now, this is where we get into a little bit more detail. So you can refer back to your SMART plan to fill this part out. So for goal number 1, like, what are some of the actionable steps that absolutely need to be completed in order for you to hit this target? Okay. And then after you've written down the actionable steps, what's the reward? Yeah, we're going to talk about rewarding ourselves as well. Like, it's extremely important for you to get something out of your journey. Now, this next part is like where you go print crazy, okay? Print as many of the following pages as you want. There's only one for each one, but you're going to kind of need all of them. It's like a lot that you do in advance, like up front, to get it done. But I need you to write down your morning routine. Include the start time and the allotted time for the task to be completed. Okay, so what time in the morning are you going to do what task, and how many minutes is it going to take? Okay, you can print out, like I said, as many of these as you want to. I have 3 morning routines and 3 evening routines, because my morning routine for the week is different than my morning routine for the weekend. And because you guys, y'all know I travel from time to time. If I'm traveling, my morning routine for that is different as well. But because I have goals that I would like to achieve, I have 3 different morning routines that encompass the different scenarios that I might run into in my life. Okay? Now, chains of habit are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. That's a quote from Warren Buffett, and it reigns so true. But moving right along, right? Here's the one for your evening plan. And we're going to dive deep. Use this goal tracker to keep track of your progress for the week. Jot down 3 tasks that need to be completed this week in order to ensure that you meet your goal by the deadline. Also write down why each task is important. So if you are setting a 30-day task, this is week 1. Or a 30-day goal, I'm sorry. This is week 1 of week 4, okay? And then what's the task? What goal will this task help you complete, and why is it important? So you need to write these things down. There's a few different spaces here, and then we also have a habit tracker, okay? Sunday, most people don't do a lot, right? So Sunday is that 0 to 15% of getting that habit done. Monday gets you 16%, Tuesday 33%, and so on until you've completed 1 week. So a full 7 days of the task. Every 7 days is going to give you 100%. That's going to be significant for you later. Okay? Next, and I split this one up because when you actually print out the page, it's cut in half. And you're going to see the left side, which is your most important task of the day. Okay, use this page as a quick view of today's task. Don't forget to check the box when you complete each task. So there's one of these for every day of the week. Okay, now the first thing that you're going to do is write down the most important task for Sunday, right? If you could only do one task that would move you closer to your goal, what would that task be? Write it down. When it's complete, check the box. What actionable steps are you going to complete for this task, right? What actionable steps, if you complete this, will bring you even closer to achieving your goal for the week? There should be at least 2 of them there, right? And then the additional tasks. These are tasks that need to be done only after the primary and secondary are complete, okay? And then there's a little key at the bottom. So when the task is completely done, fill in the box completely. If you've deleted the task, because remember, you can pivot and adjust when necessary. If you've deleted or moved the task, there's a little key there. You want to put the X in the box or the arrow. If it's a task that's in progress and it needs to move over to a different week, you just put the circle there and move it over. On the right-hand side of the page is your morning routine. The top 5 things you need to do in the morning, top 5 things that you need to do in the evening. And then don't forget, what are you grateful for today? We want to keep that mindset of gratitude going forward. So that's here as well. So as I said, it's 1 page for every single day of the week. Okay. And then at the end of every week, or at the end of every day, I'm sorry, you're going to have a recap. So what are some of the notes? You can jot these down while you're going over. And then what is your recap? What did you learn? What did you do? What have you found out? What do you need to do, right? After that, we're going to go for a weekly review. Every week, you're going to compile all 7 days and you're going to go through. So look back on each day this week and take inventory of any successes that you have. Take inventory of any areas of improvement also, right? Write down tasks that were moved to a different day or week, tasks that have been deleted, and any tasks that you are currently working on still, right? Because it doesn't have to be completed in a day. If you need to move it around because life happens, remember, we are willing to pivot and adjust, but we're going to keep track of those things so that we know that they still need to be done. Okay? And then make sure to put any necessary information into like next week's task list. Okay? And then as far as your tasks go, did you complete the most important task for the 7 days? Right? So if you did Sunday, that's that 0%. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is at 100%. So did you do all 7 days? Have you been completing your actionable steps? Did you do all 7 days? Just fill in the boxes, and that's going to let you know the level of completion that you're at for each one, right? What was your major success for the week? Were any tasks moved or deleted? And then what were they? Did you complete your habit goals by at least 83%? We won't settle for anything less than 83%. So, fill in those boxes, set those alarms. Okay? And did you learn something new this week? If so, what was it? And then do you have any significant accomplishments that you've been rewarded for? Did you complete something and give yourself a reward? These are things that you all want to make sure that you are keeping track of. Okay? After we have completed the weekly review, there is also going to be one for the month. So this is where you compile the 4 pages from your weekly review and you fill this out as well. How much closer are you to completing all of your goals and your habit goals? Okay? And this is for over the past 30 days. So don't forget to fill this out too. It's kind of similar, but remember, you're only compiling the information from each of the weekly reviews. There's also one here for the quarter. Okay, so you're going to take the 3 monthly reviews and you're going to take a look and take inventory of that as well. Now, there's also a habit tracker to check off your progress for the month for each habit. Okay, so what's the habit? What's the reward? So as you guys know, I'm trying to keep the content short, sweet, and to the point. There is a PDF that you can download in the description box below of this video. That way you guys have access to it. Go ahead, print it out, fill it out. I am going to just remind you, it might be a good idea to go to someplace like FedEx, Kinko's, or something like that where you can print out just a crazy amount of pages, because you literally need one, like the weekly ones, for every week of the year. You need a daily one for every day of the year. So I have a 3-ring binder that I've put together, and it has everything broken down into like each month with each day in it, so I can just flip through, keeping track of my progress and everything like that easier. So you're gonna need don't yell at me, y'all. You need over 365 pages because there's different things for lots of stuff that you're gonna fill out. The most important part is I printed out some extra pages because there were weeks where I didn't move forward because I'm still in the process of like completing some of my goals, some of my habit goals. So there are some weeks where I didn't move forward to new tasks because I didn't complete that 83%. That's significant to me. I didn't make enough headway in trying to achieve the goal and trying to create the new habit in order to move forward comfortably and feel like I accomplished something. So at the end of the day, you can use this information how you would like, but remember, being honest with yourself is going to help you see the success and the progress that you want to see as soon as possible. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, any concerns, do me a favor, drop a comment below the video. I'm always around to help you guys out. Don't forget to share this information if you think that somebody else can get some value from it. I really, really do appreciate it when you guys share the content. It really helps out the channel because we are still growing. And as always, I hope you guys are having an absolutely amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.